guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, back with another great video for you today. And in this video, I'm coming with the Eco Relics haul from my shopping trip at Eco Relics. They're an architectural salvage yard in town. And if you've not gotten a chance to see the Shop With Me video, you can check that out on my channel. It's a few videos back, and it's really worth watching because they have some phenomenal things. It is not the typical salvage yard with just sort of industrial items. Of course, they have that there too, which is up my alley, but they also had some beautiful depression glass and McCoy owl canisters and wreckers and anything you could ever want they had. And it is just huge. I mean, it is a big warehouse, and I was only able to show you just a little bit. I mean, and that video was 40 minutes long, and there is still an acre or so of space behind there filled with more things we didn't even get a chance to look at. So I will definitely be back. I just want to thank Eco Relics again for making it a super safe shopping experience for someone like me who's compromised. There was hardly anybody in the store. It's huge, you can social distance, and I felt totally safe. I didn't have to worry a minute when I was in there. So thank you, Eco Relics, for doing everything you can to protect your customers during this time. Okay guys, so let's jump into some fun things. Now, I got some really good items there. Some things that have been on my vintage bucket list for a long time, and some things that I didn't expect to find, but I was thrilled to find, and the prices were phenomenal. So the first thing that I want to share with you is something I think is just amazing. This is a flower frog. Now, if you don't know, flower frogs are used to go in vases, and you can stick them down. The wire cage ones are used for big round stems, and then you've got the little metal ones with the prongs that you stick flowers in for arranging. I don't know that they really make these anymore. I think you can get some plastic ones off of Amazon, but you typically don't see these metal cage ones around anymore. They're all true vintage now, and they're really fun to collect. A lot of people use the metal ones to insert ephemera, paper cards. In fact, I've got one right here that Vintage Vinny gave me, and I've used it to display this awesome Coca-Cola advertising piece I have. So, I mean, I'll show you how fabulous this is. This is the little guy. I did not get this from Eco Relics. It came from Vinny, but I wanted to show you what you can do with the metal ones. So if you have some metal ones at home with the prongs, now they are sharp, so you got to be careful, but you can stick ephemera, old postcards, photographs, anything you want in this, and it's really fun. But they also are great when you get the metal ones because you can do a lot with them too. And these are really fun on a wall. So at Eco Relics, I picked up this metal frog. This is the cage type, and it is a whopping 8 inches wide. Holy moly, guys, this thing was huge. I have never seen a frog this big, and I have seen big ones, especially the ones with the teeth. They definitely have some large ones I've seen, but this one is 8 inches wide. This thing is huge. But what's really neat about this is it's got this awesome rusted green color, and it is marked Daisy. Now, Daisy made a ton of flower frogs, and they're quite collectible when they're marked like this. So this is Daisy Manufacturing Company out of California. And what's awesome about this is it has a patent date of 1916. So yes, this flower frog is from the 1900s, and it is amazing it has survived. So this is just super awesome. Nice big flower frog, and what I've done with it is I've displayed it on my wall, so I'll insert a picture at the end of this video when I show you my biggest, most exciting find, and I put that right next to it, and I think it looks really great. And you can hopefully see the Daisy mark there, or Maisie. Did I say? No, Daisy's right. Sometimes I keep wanting to say Maisie. because there's another mark on advertising tins I've seen that is Maisie Manufacturing Company, but this is Daisy, and that's these old flower frogs. So they're really fun to pick up, and you can do an awesome amount of things with them, great for display. So don't discount your flower frogs. Now, the next thing I got, I had to rescue, and let me know in the comments if you would have rescued this too. Now, I love glass. I specifically love depression glass, uranium glass, and of course, glass that is etched. I just can't help it. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I have a very industrial design in my space, but I also love, love, love glass. And there's something so beautiful and delicate about it. So I had to rescue this awesome little fluted, I think it's sort of like a cordial glass, a little bit small for champagne, but it has this gorgeous starburst design etched into it. And it's got the acid etching there, and it's just really beautiful. And I just could not pass this up. And guys, this was $1. So for $1, would you have rescued something like this? I sure would. And this is going to be fun for flipping and sipping Fridays. So I'm really going to enjoy this. Now, it did have a little dinky donker, as Jeffrey might say, or chippy whippy, as Vinny would say, on the top there. But you know, I don't mind. I like things to have a little bit of a story. Now, it does have some sticker residue I will clean off, but for $1, guys, I could not pass this little guy up, and he had to come home with me. So let me know if you would have rescued this fella yourself for $1. And of course, I love anything with starburst on it. I mean, who doesn't? It's so cool. So I love that. So that was a big find. Now, this next find, I could not believe its price. I went over and I looked at it and I thought, oh, this is going to be probably way out of my price range. And it wasn't. It was $2. $2, guys, for this awesome set of 1930s Christmas lights in the box. Now, the box does have some condition issues, but as you know, I don't mind that. I like things to have story and history, and I don't mind if the box is a little worse for wear because it shows its character. So this is Jim Christmas lights with the General Electric lamp with the awesome Santa. The cover is a little loose, so I might find a way to kind of gently put that back on, but I'll definitely store it with it so it doesn't get lost. And then the inside has the original Bakelite plugs. Now, it is missing the bulbs, but that's easy because I've got bulbs. I would never plug this in. The cord is way too brittle for this to be safe to plug in. But if I wanted to do a display with them in a bowl or just in the box itself and add bulbs to it, I absolutely could do that. These have the original red little cords there, and cords, little red balls, geez. And what those are for, and I'll show you on the box because I think it does demonstrate it. Where is it? I saw it. Maybe it was on another box that I have that's Christmas. I collect the Christmas light boxes. But basically you would attach that to your tree and the ball would kind of cinch the lights on the tree. So you put it in like this and then you could cinch that ball up like that, and that's how they stay on the tree. So that's what the balls are for. Now, of course, this is Bakelite. If you do the sniff test, I rub it and I sniff it. Oh yes, it's got a very Bakelite smell. So these are the old Bakelite plugs from the 30s. You can see, I mean, look at that Art Deco plug on there. Holy cow. I mean, these are just stinking awesome, I think, for $2. I mean, my gosh, it's amazing to find these. And you get the awesome graphics on the box with the awesome Santa. And it has, of course, my favorite, holly and berry. So for $2, guys, I could not pass this up. And guess what? Christmas was 20% off. So I got an even better deal on this box of Christmas lights. So I think that was a great price for that. So really fabulous. Now, the next piece, I did pay up a little bit, or what we would consider paying up in our vintage community, but it was so worth it because you just don't see these kinds of things anymore. And I've actually been wanting something like this, and I've looked on eBay, and they go for about $100 or more on eBay just for the small little hardware display. So I was really thrilled to get this. This is Mr. Thunderbolt I believe that this is from the 40s or the 50s. I have to do just a tad bit more research. There is not a zip code, so definitely before 1963, because that is when 5-digit zip codes came out. In the late 40s, they had 2-digit zip codes for large cities, so think like New York and LA. So sometimes you will see 2-digit zip codes on things, and then you can really date something. But this is fantastic. This is a hardware display for Mr. Thunderbolt. Now, Mr. Thunderbolt is the mascot of a whole series of hardware done, yes, by the Creed Company out of Pennsylvania. And this is so neat. These are bib washers, and so this is something that would have come for people that were in plumbing. And you've got the Mr. Can you see that there? You've got Mr. Thunderbolt. Hopefully that light isn't casting too much of a glare, but Mr. Thunderbolt there, he's like a little bolt man made up of bolts, and he is just great. And it comes in this metal, this is solid metal container here. All the bib washers are inside. You've got the part of the original paper label on the front with the Mr. Thunderbolt. So this is just so cool. I love my industrial stuff, and I'm a big fan of old hardware displays. That's another thing I collect because I just love advertising in general. But this is really cool, and I've been wanting Mr. Thunderbolt for a long time. And when I walked in and saw the display case where they had it marked at $25, I said, you know what, this has got to come home with me because that is a stellar price and it's amazing. So I'm going to show you Mr. Thunderbolt one more time up close. He's just really fun. He's a little bolt guy, if you can see. Hopefully that plastic isn't causing too much of a glare, but love, love, love Mr. Thunderbolt. And it is made by the Creed Company out of, I said Pennsylvania, but it's Collindale, I think is how you say that. I'm not very good with pronunciation of town names sometimes, but this is just a great little case. Really awesome, and especially since they're going for more on eBay. This was a steal of a deal. So I'm excited to play around with that. I think it will be fun in a display, and of course to add to my advertising and hardware display collection. Now I got 2 more things while I was at this antique salvage yard, and of course I did show the records, so I did get those. Now all records were $1 and all 45s were 75 cents, so I basically paid $9 for a huge stack of records, which was amazing, and that included the LPs and the 45, so I was really excited about that. And I showed the record haul last Friday on my channel, so if you missed that, you can go back and check that out. But the last 2 things of the hard goods are really neat. This is a Sweet Snuff Tops. Great little advertising piece with the paper label. It's missing part of the paper label, but that just adds to its charm. As Michael Todd would say from the Cult of Vintage, all hail the rusty, crusty, and dusty. And I just love this. It's got a grocery tag of 67 cents. And I think this is, yes, Helm quality snuff. So, you know, nice tobacco advertising here. And I do collect tobacco tins, of course, for some of my other advertising. And I just love these. So this is really fabulous, and it's going to be fun to add to my display. And you don't see things with the paper label very often. Now, this does have a barcode, so that does tell you something right there. This is after 1973. Barcodes came out in 1973. I think UPC codes were around the same time, definitely 70. So you've got the barcode there. It is not particularly old, but it's got some really awesome graphics. And for $2, I couldn't leave it behind, so it had to come home with me. Now, the last thing that I got in the haul is something I don't have to show you because I already hung it up on my wall because I was just too darn excited about it. But I got an advertising display, and specifically a hardware display, and it's the Turnbuckles hardware display. I've showed this, I believe, on my Instagram. If you're not following me, please go follow me on Instagram at vintage_and_vinyl for sneak peeks like that and some great record content. But I was so excited about it that I hung it up, and you guys were watching the haul video. You saw that I put in the caption, my greatest find yet, and it really was, because I have been on the hunt for one of these, and they are very expensive online, like $70 to $80. So I was really excited to get it. The guy gave me a super good deal, and I just told him absolutely it was sold. And what's neat was it wasn't part of something that they had listed to sell. So that really pays to ask when you're in different places and you see something that's mounted to the wall. They actually had turnbuckles on it because they were selling turnbuckles. They have all kinds of hardware there. It's amazing what you can get. And I asked the guy, I said, hey, would you sell me that advertising display? And the guy said, I guess so. We sell all kinds of things here. I don't see why not. And he went and he came back and he had his screwdriver and he said, okay, I'll sell it to you. How does $40 sound? And I said, sold, sir. Because that was just the steal of a deal. And it's something that I've been wanting for years and years. But it's just one of those things that's just very expensive online. And the shipping's expensive too. So to not pay shipping and get it from a local place that I really love and want to support, to me was awesome. And it looks great on my wall. So I will insert a clip of that along with where I put the flower frog so you can see what I did with that. And maybe that will give you some ideas on where to display those cage flower frogs. So guys, that is my haul, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now, I did pick up 2 things for my workshop that I did not share. They're just little containers for screws. I'm always on the lookout for those metal screw containers because you don't see them in metal very often, and they had a really good deal, and I needed some to organize some of my little odds and ends in the shop. So I did pick that up, but that's not really interesting, and it's not too vintage, so I didn't share it, but I did get that. So guys, that's all for me today. I hope you enjoyed watching this Eco Relics haul. If you're ever in the Jacksonville area, please go check out Eco Relics. You can find them online at www.ecorelics.com. And I hope you guys will stay in, stay safe, and binge YouTube. Bye-bye now.